Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the cerebrum. In this video, we are going to learn about the introduction of cerebrum, an external feature of cerebrum that includes the surface, borders, poles and lobes of a cerebrum, and the sulci and gyri of the cerebrum, and that sulci and gyri of the supralateral surface, medial surface and inferior surface. First we can discuss about the introduction. The cerebrum, it is the largest part of brain and it is made up of two cerebral hemispheres, and the two hemispheres are incompletely separated by a fissure. It is called as median longitudinal fissure. The two right and left hemispheres are incompletely separated by median longitudinal fissure, and the right and left hemispheres are interconnected by a commixture of white matter. It is called as corpus callosum. It's called as corpus callosum. And the cerebrum, which is located in the cranial cavity, and the each cerebral hemispheres contain a cavity. That cavities are called as lateral ventricles. The cavities which is present in the cerebral hemispheres are called as lateral ventricles. Then we can learn about the surfaces. There are three surfaces have the cerebrum. The cerebrum has three surfaces. The surfaces are supralateral surface, medial surface and inferior surface. First we can discuss about the supralateral surface, which is the most convex surface. It's called as supralateral surface, and the inferior surface, which is directed inferiorly, that is the inferior surface, and the medial surface is a medial surface is here. This is the medial surface. The medial surface of right cerebral hemisphere, which is facing on the medial surface of left cerebral hemisphere, and the supralateral surface which is facing laterally, and the inferior surface which is facing downwards. So this is the surface of cerebrum, surfaces of cerebral hemispheres. Then we can discuss about the borders of cerebral hemispheres. There are four borders. They are the supromedial border, infralateral border, medial orbital border and medial occipital border. First we can discuss about the supromedial border. The supromedial border, which separates the supralateral surface from the medial surface. This area, it is called as the supromedial border. The supromedial border, which separates the supralateral surface from the medial surface. Then the second, the infralateral surface. Infralateral surface, which separates the supralateral surface from the inferior surface. The infralateral border, which separates the supralateral surface from the inferior surface. Then on the medial border, which is divided into two, one is the medial orbital border and the medial occipital border. First we can discuss about the medial orbital border. Then this small area, it is called as the medial orbital border, which separates the inferior border from the inferior surface from the medial surface, which separates the inferior surface from the medial surface. So this area, it is called as the orbital or medial orbital border. Then, and again the longest border of the medial surface, that area, it is called as the medial occipital border, which separates the medial surface from the inferior surface. So these are the borders. They are the supromedial border, infralateral border, medial orbital border and medial occipital border. Then we can discuss about the poles of cerebrum. There are three poles. The poles means where they are directed. There is a pointed end of the cerebrum. Here we can see that there are three poles of cerebrum. One is directed anteriorly. That pole it is called as frontal pole. It's the largest pole, it's the most convex pole, and it is called as the, which is directed anteriorly, so it is called as the frontal pole. It's the frontal pole. And the second one, it is called as occipital pole. The occipital pole, which is small and which is directed backwards, and they are almost rounded in shape. It is rounded and directed backwards, so it is called as the occipital pole. And then again another pole, it is called as the temporal pole. The temporal pole, which is also directed anteriorly, but it is smaller than the frontal pole, and which is below and smaller than the frontal pole, so it is called as the temporal pole. These are the three poles: frontal, occipital, and temporal poles. Then we can study about the lobes of brain. First we can discuss about the supralateral surface, which contain the four lobes, or sorry, the brain, which contain four lobes. In single cerebral hemisphere contain four lobes. That lobes are frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal lobes. There are three poles. They are the frontal, occipital, and temporal. But in the case of lobes, they are four in number. They are frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. The frontal lobe, which is separated from the parietal lobe and the temporal lobe by a central sulcus, which begins from the medial surface and which runs downwards on the supralateral surface of brain, and which reaches just above the posterior ramus of lateral sulcus. The posterior ramus of lateral sulcus and the central sulcus, just the area which is seen just in front of these two sulci, though, so that area it is called as the frontal lobe. It is the most bigger area of cerebrum. Then another area, it is called as the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe, we already mentioned that the cerebral central sulcus, which begins from the medial surface and just behind the central sulcus and just in front of the parietal sulcus, or the parieto-occipital sulcus. So the parieto-occipital sulcus also begins from the medial surface, which runs on the supralateral surface, but after reaches on the supralateral surface, it is fade out. So this area, it is called as the parietal lobe. And just behind the parieto-occipital sulcus, there is a pointed area. So that is a smaller and pointed area. That area, it is called as the occipital lobe. And the temporal lobe, you can see that we already mentioned that there is a ramus, the posterior ramus of the lateral sulcus, which runs upwards when it reaches to the central sulcus. So the area just below the posterior ramus, it is called as the temporal lobe of cerebrum. There are four lobes of cerebrum. They are the frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. So we can discuss about the sulci and gyri, which is present on the supralateral surface. First we can discuss what is the sulci. The sulci are the smaller depression which is seen on the cerebral hemispheres. Then gyri, which is the elevation which is seen between the two cerebral between the two sulci, so it is called as the gyri. The gyrus, it is singular, and the sulcus is a singular of sulci, and the gyrus, it is a singular of gyri. First we can discuss the sulci. The sulci, it is a depression which is seen between the two gyri, so, and which is present on the supralateral surface, medial surface, and the inferior surface of cerebral hemisphere. Then the gyri, which is the elevation seen between the two sulci. Then the fissures. Fissures are the large cleft-like area on the cerebrum. So that is called as a fissure. The sulci are smaller depressions and fissures are large depressions. That's the difference. First, then we can discuss about the supralateral surface. The sulci and gyri which is present on the supralateral surface. First, we can discuss about the lateral sulcus. The lateral sulcus, it is the first formed sulcus of brain, and the lateral sulcus which runs backwards, and it have three limbs or rami. The rami are, first one is the anterior horizontal rami, and ascending rami, and posterior rami. One is the anterior horizontal rami or ramus, anterior horizontal ramus, then the posterior ramus, and ascending ramus. These are the three rami of lateral sulcus. Then another major sulcus which is separates the frontal lobe from the parietal lobe. So it is begins from the medial surface. So it is called as central sulcus. Central sulcus. Then another sulcus which is present on the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe contains another sulcus which is parallel to the central sulcus. So it is called as precentral sulcus. Precentral sulcus. It is seen just in front and parallel to the central sulcus. So it is called as the precentral sulcus. So the area between the precentral sulcus and the central sulcus, this area, it is called as precentral gyrus. Precentral gyrus. Then another sulci and gyri which is present on the frontal lobe are, there are two sulci which is parallel to each other, and that divides the cerebral hemisphere or the frontal lobe into three areas. They are the sulci are the superior and inferior frontal sulci. The superior frontal sulci and inferior frontal sulci, which divides the area into three: the superior, middle, and inferior frontal gyri. These are the gyri: the superior, middle, and inferior frontal gyri. There are two sulci which divides the area into three to form three gyri and two sulci. The two sulci are superior and inferior frontal sulci. Okay, these are the sulci and gyri which is present on the supralateral the frontal lobe of the supralateral surface. Then we are going to learn about the sulci and gyri which is present on the parietal lobe. Then another sulci which is present on the parietal lobe, which runs downwards parallel to the central sulcus, or just behind and parallel to the central sulcus. So that is called as the post central sulcus. Post central sulcus. Then that encloses an elevation, or the central sulcus and the post central sulcus between the central sulcus and the post central sulcus, there we can see another elevation. That elevation is called as a post central gyrus. It is called as a post central gyrus. Then on the parietal lobe, we can see two another area or the another sulcus. It is called as intraparietal sulcus. The intraparietal sulcus that divides the parietal lobe into two. The first, the superior area is called as the superior parietal lobule, and inferior area it is called as the inferior parietal lobule. Here it is the superior parietal lobule, inferior parietal lobule. Then that area which is separated by the or the sulcus which is separates the parietal lobe from the occipital lobe, so that sulcus are called as the parieto-occipital sulcus. Then on the occipital lobe, which contain two sulci, one it is a crescent shaped sulci which is present in the occipital lobe, so that sulci are called as the lunate sulcus, and one sulcus which is cut the occipital pole and which is begins from the medial surface and which is cut the occipital pole. That sulcus it is called as the calcarine sulcus. It is called as calcarine sulcus. Then the sulci and gyri on the temporal lobe, there are two sulci which divides the temporal lobe into three. The sulci are superior and inferior temporal sulci, and that divides the area into three. They are the superior, middle and inferior temporal sulci. These are the sulci and gyri which is present on the supralateral surface of brain. They are the first we can discuss the central sulcus, then the lateral sulcus. Then the area just in front of the central sulcus, it is called as a precentral sulcus. Then the frontal lobe which is divides into two by superior and inferior frontal sulci. Then the temporal lobe divides into three by two sulci. They are called as the superior and inferior temporal sulci. Then the parietal lobe which is divides from the occipital lobe by a sulcus, it is called as the parieto-occipital sulcus. And the parietal lobe contain a sulcus, it is called as the intraparietal sulcus. It is called as intraparietal sulcus. Then the occipital lobe contain two sulci are called as the lunate sulcus. It is crescent shaped sulcus, and another one is called as the calcarine sulcus. Then we can discuss about the sulci and gyri which is present on the medial surface of cerebrum. We already mentioned that the central sulcus which is begins from the medial surface. So that sulcus which is begins from the medial surface, then on the medial surface which contain, then anterior to the anteriorly we can see that another gyrus just in front of the central sulcus. So that gyrus it is called as a medial frontal gyrus, which is seen just in front of the central sulcus on the medial surface. Then just behind the central sulcus, there we can see another sulcus. We already mentioned that the parieto-occipital sulcus also begins from the medial surface of cerebrum. So that runs towards the medial surface that encloses an area, that encloses a gyrus. That gyrus it is called as precuneus. It's called as precuneus. So the area between the central sulcus and the parieto-occipital sulcus. There's a gyrus, so that gyrus it is called as a precuneus. Then another sulcus which is also begins from the medial surface, which which cuts the occipital pole and which finally ends in the superolateral surface of occipital lobe. So it is called as the calcarine sulcus. Then the calcarine sulcus, which is meet with the parieto-occipital sulcus, that encloses a triangular area. That area it is called as cuneus. It is called as cuneus. Then another sulcus which is seen just in front of or just in front and above the corpus callosum, there is a gyrus. So that gyrus it is called as cingulate gyrus. It is called as cingulate gyrus. Then the cingulate gyrus, which is seen between the sulci, are the collateral or calcarine sulcus or the callosal sulcus. The callosal sulcus and the cingulate sulcus. The area between the callosal sulcus and the cingulate sulcus, there we can see an elevation. So that elevation is called as the cingulate gyrus. These are the sulci and gyri which is present on the medial surface of cerebral hemisphere. Then we can discuss about the sulci and gyri which is present on the inferior surface of brain. First we can discuss on the orbital surface contain some sulci and gyri. They are there. We can see an H-shaped sulci. The H-shaped sulci which is divides the area into 4. They are the anterior, posterior, medial and lateral frontal gyri. The anterior, posterior, medial and lateral orbital gyri. There on the orbital surface of brain contain an H-shaped sulci that divides the area into 4: anterior, posterior, medial and lateral orbital gyri. Then on medial to the medial orbital gyri, there we can see another sulcus. That sulcus it is called as the olfactory sulcus. It is called as olfactory sulcus. Then the sulci and gyri which is present on the occipital area of brain, on the occipital surface of brain, there are one sulci which is runs and divides runs from the anteroposteriorly and which divides the area into 2. That sulci it is called as the occipitotemporal sulcus. It is called as occipitotemporal sulcus, and the area lateral to the occipitotemporal sulcus, that it is called as the lateral occipitotemporal gyrus. Lateral occipitotemporal gyrus, and the area medial to the occipitotemporal sulcus is called as medial occipitotemporal gyrus. And this medial to the occipitotemporal sulcus, there we can see another sulcus. It is called as the collateral sulcus. The collateral sulcus which runs towards the medial surface and which is joins with the rhinal sulcus towards the medial end of the occipital area. Then so it is called as the rhinal sulcus. Then the rhinal sulcus which joins with the which forms a U-shaped margin. So the U-shaped margin forms an pointed area. That pointed area it is called as the uncus. It is called as uncus. Then that uncus which is seen the close to the brainstem. So these are the sulci and gyri which is present on the inferior surface. Thank you.